Again, for DPS, 1 earth, 4 water. Tanks, you can just put 5 all into the same, and if you're not tanking, just be 5 offensive, and you have plenty of mitigation yourself, and then defensive if you're required to tank. Healers, you can play around with what you feel comfortable with. / Magia Auto is a command in the game. If you type it out and hit enter, a sword appears next to your Magia wheel. Now whenever you target a mob, your wheel will automatically spin to put your 4 Magia into offense and the 1 into defense of whatever you're fighting automatically. Typing Magia Auto a second time puts a shield next to it, and it'll put that 4 Magia into the defensive element of whatever you're fighting. Keep in mind we don't use that often, but it is nice to have just in case something happens. And if you type Magia Auto a third time, it turns it off just in case. As for portals, people will be posting a portal map in BA. After Avni dies, your party leaders will be posting a portal macro in party chat. If you look at this map in BA Learning 1, it divides Hideouts into 6 columns representing one of each of the group numbers, 1 through 6. When you get your portal number, it is referenced to your group's column. So you want to look for your group's column, and then look at the number you're given, and you want to make your way. Everyone else, make your way to Avni. I think I covered everything. There's going to be a couple tanks taking some stupid heavy hits. They're building Indom. If you got nothing to do, healers, throw heals on them, keep them alive. Where's Claire?
Who are these alts?
Yep, so everyone, you want to start making your way down to Avni?
I have one spot open for DPS. If anyone wants to join, please say potatoes in the chat.
First person to say apple.
Apple. Okay, apple it is.
Grape. Potato.
In the shout chat.
There you go. There's apple.
Yes, I got him.
Perfect. Claire, Claire, where are you? Come back, Claire.
Oh, I know who it is.
Do we have support?
Support?
Okay, party's confirmed. Just make sure everyone's here or they're making their way here. Looks like we got a couple people in group 3 on their way.
Hello.
Hello. One sec. Okay, tanks, if you want to start getting your stacks, start building hate. If you're a tank, have your tank stance on for this. Tanks are going to be taking hits in order to build Indom stacks. Everyone else, we can start hitting Avni and taking him down to 60% where we'll slow a little bit. First spell. When we get pulled and it's in or out. Directly under the boss.
Mare down.
First
Ions.
ions right under the boss. Make sure you're out. Tanks will be invulning this.
Ooh.
High score.
Definitely.
I only counted 5. Score
That's
to beat
high on
still
my book.
11. Score to beat is 11. 5 is still spicy.
Poor children. I think 11 is high.
Marg probably has a bunch of
I-
stories of entire instances wiping the ion shower.
I
Okay,
have
watch
to-
out for the second ion, especially the tanks. They're not going to have invulns this time around.
I gotta make
You're
the
good,
bar
Van Drag.
achievable.
Vandrad freaking Sage is broken for building Indom stacks. It's stupid.
9. That was closer.
Okay. Frolic Barrage. Out. Like I said, you guys can get crazy from time to time, but I lived in the crazy. Like, you talk about high stacks or getting people killed, like, the entire instance and the entire BA Rin run was on it. Like, you had rescues, Sakuchis. People were aiming.
Did he have ballparks?
This was well before ballparks age.
Damn. Somebody needs their Eurekan AARP card.
Uh-huh. Very much.
Does that mean you get a discount on runs in 10 a.m.?
Third ion shower, be mindful where it is. It's near the rocks. It's not moving.
Ooh, there it is.
It just gives me privileges of somehow being able to go to any run that I want.
This is true.
So,
Ooh.
party leaders will be putting a party macro up. Make sure you take a look at it, see what the portal macro is that you're designated. Let me change my macro before posting it because it doesn't have the right group number on it. And at this point, we're going to be looking for pharaohs. We don't want to pop them right away, as we have to wait 7 minutes of this buff to tick away before reds are available to be taken. So we'll make our way. We'll scare the fairy by staring menacingly at it as a group. And then we'll wait till our buff that we just got from Avni ticks down to about 6 or 5, and then we'll make our way to our portals. Keep in mind, we do not use the blue portals to go into BA. They're more or less just a way marker for you to know where your general area of your red portal will be. 3 minutes after the blues spawn, they'll disappear and reds will appear in their place, and you take those into BA.
Has anyone actually found a fairy?
I don't know. At this point, we can shout them out. Just don't chain pop them.
Yeah, we didn't get a lot of time to find them, unfortunately. Fortunately, depending on how you look
One
at
person
it.
will find it. Everyone spreads out.
Up behind dormitory, I think this is.
Oh wow, that's a
Yeah,
nice one.
dormitory. Right behind dormitory. I'm gonna shout it.
I'm willing to bet there's either
There you go.
one up by Pizza or one up by Cito.
I bet you there's one west of Unverified because no one goes to the far reaches over there.
I always check there. I always check. I know there's one always there.
It just seems like it's the most out of place spot. Who goes to that
Exactly.
corner?
That's probably why they did it. Fuck.
Oh,
That's actually this is actually the last charge. Oh, this ferry's dead.
I have to reflect, so I gotta get one early. Sorry.
No
Dormitory
worries.
ferry is dying, unfortunately.
Don't worry, we'll find some. Again, the fairy buff is a nice bonus of damage up as well as some passive regen, but it's not the end all be all. Just if you see another fairy, shout it out on your travels.
Good run.
Meteor 1, was there a fairy around there? No?
Who's Meteor 1?
No, they had an Osmo mount and they were walking away from the Cedo area. I assumed they were looking for a fairy.
Yeah, but who is it? It's clearly an alt.
Oh, I don't know.
I think one of them's Wooey.
Would be a wooey thing to do. You got about 3 minutes or so until reds will appear. Your blues are up now. You can use them to kind of get your bearings. I think I can
Elemental
make that.
Tuxedo.
Did you guys get the ferry up by Seto?
I see it there. We're headed there now. Or some of us
Called
are.
it. Sometimes I hate it when I'm right.
We have about 2 minutes, a little less than 2 minutes, and then reds will appear. Okay, reds will be popping momentarily. Once they do, make your way in. And my portal is being jacked by my tank. Why? Why you do this?
Cardio.
Just because he knows I don't know where any other portals in Group 3 are. Accurate statement, by the way. There's our reds. Make your way on in and don't drop down off the bridge. You have a melder and a manipulator to make more plates, as well as change your module wheel if you need to. Once you have pop your plates, made new plates and whatnot, you can stand on the sides of the bridge. Someone should be passing out Protect and Shell.
Yep.
Some of the tanks will be getting naked to take hits from the demon wall. Don't mind them. Tanks do a lot of questionable things in BA. We just let it go.
You can't just mention naked tanks and then say not to mind them.
Wait till you say naked reflector.
Green, bring up a backup refresh plate just in case.
Is there a group 3?
There is a group 3, yes.
Someone took my portal.
There's a portal still on the map? Take it.
Okay.
Could be just someone got their wires crossed.
There's 2 portals missing from group 6, so if that portal was open, someone from group 6 probably went and took it.
Yep, so just make your way to a portal. You got a couple minutes still. I'm starting with a fresh screen, but I do not have a swap plate for a secondary refresh. Healers, make sure you do have 1 refresh logogram in each party to make sure you can refresh those Magia spins. We'll be going through a lot of them. And now's the time to turn Magia Auto on. Make sure you got your plates on. Make sure your remembreds are active. And you will get ready to go down to your sides. If you are in groups 1, 2, and 3, you'll be going to the west side. There's a white banner over the archway leading to the demon wall. If you're groups 4, 5, and 6, you're going to drop on the east side. There's a purple banner on the archway leading to the demon wall. Again, 1, 2, 3 west, 4, 5, 6 east.
Still passing out pro shell on the bridge.
Yep. This is also a good time for a food check. It does give you extra hit points, which are very nice, but it also lets you deal more damage.
Baka, do you even need this?
Probably not.
Yeah. So you probably don't need that. Pro shell on the bridge.
What the tanks are doing right now is they're just taking a hit from the demon wall, being naked, and allows them to refresh those indom stacks so they can keep high hit points throughout the fight. Once they're all refreshed, more tanks will jump in suit and take some hits, and we'll start killing the walls. Got Baka and Vandrad, so I believe those are our 2 on this side. You guys just want to lob in between your reflects, you can just tank it and we can go. Okay, let's do this. Art side, kill wall. As always, biggest rule in BA is there's a lot of floor telegraphs. Just be mindful to move at a moment's notice. Your DPS doesn't matter too much as your survivability does. Because if you die, the only way of getting you up is a healer popping a sacrifice plate, which essentially kills them in hopes they're remembered props for getting you up. Art side, you just have Vikings. These are small cone cleaves that will charge a player. And the frog casts a point blank or a large AoE that you want to dodge. We want to sleep it if it ever casts Toy Hammer. Always make sure tanks have hate before engaging mobs. They do hit quite hard. Frog will be aggroing shortly. Again, just watch the point blank, watch the targeted AoE, and burn them down.
Last call pro shell on the bridge. Last call.
Lastly, art side, you have these bibliotaphs. They periodically cleave the main tank. They're going to pull it to a wall. Be mindful of this and never dodge to where the tank is standing. These guys will also turn to cast Magic Hammer. They actually haven't turned. Again, we'll hopefully stun it. Never mind, just death everything. I got it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. We're killing it.
So, just a big heads up for 15 minutes from now. Perceptors, do not percept the trap in front of the treasure chest. There are memes afoot.
I mean, aight. Still doing the stairwell though, right?
How's the Wayne's side faring with their side?
Bibulous.
So with the Kilnless Biblio for art side, his unique mechanics are a point blank or a donut. The donut doesn't extend to the edge of the arena, so ranged you can use this to your advantage. He's going to summon 4 spears at cardinal or intercardinal locations, and he's going to do a donut or point blank, and the spears are going to mimic it. So for art side, there's a lot of quick movement here. If it's a point blank, you're going to get away from the boss and immediately away from the spears. If it's a donut, you want to hug the boss, and as soon as his donut goes off, you want to sprint to a spear. Again, sprinting to a spear will have you dodge all the spear's donut mechanics. Everything else will be call handled. Who's going to pick up on Owain's side?
Yo. We're at Owain as a bonus. Owain's mechanics are fairly simple. It's also spear centric. Owain will drop 8 spears around the arena, and then will elemental shift. Our goal is to get to a spear of the opposite element of whatever Owain is. If it's fire, an ice spear, an ice, it'll be a fire spear. It will be called out. Leave Magia auto on. When elemental shift goes off, his actual element changes. The other mechanic is Doritos and AoEs. If you have a red Dorito over your head, stack with other Doritos. If you have an AoE, get away from the Doritos because nobody likes crushed Doritos. That's pretty much Owain in a nutshell.
Okay, well, all of Art's side is in the arena. How's Owain?
If you're ready, please cross the purple line. Owain is across the line.
Okay, 15 seconds in 3, 2, 1, 15. Seven, 6, 5. Limit breaks. Loose. Main tanks. Establish hate. Simple a tank buster on both sides starts both fights. Art, be ready to move. It's a point blank or a donut followed by the opposite. And then we're going to get away from Art.
Raid wide Owain.
Raid wide Art side, mitigate.
Spears Owain. Note where they are. We're going to a fire spear. Owain to a fire spear.
Spears for Art. Cardinal. He's going to do a point blank or a donut. Be ready to move. Hug the
Back to
boss.
Owain.
And then hug a spear immediately. Hug a spear now. Raid wide Art.
Tank Buster Owain. Raid wide Owain.
Art, get to the edge of arena. Just listen to where you need to go. Edge of the arena now. You're going to go behind a spear. Never mind, they're dead.
We are still doing the top of the stairs traps, right?
Yes, it's only the one after Raiden.
Okay.
Hey guys, is support full?
Not sure.
It's always awful without you, Alex.
So very careful once you get up after the second flight of stairs in that trap. There are going to be traps in this room. Be very mindful of them. Let the Perceptors look at it, and we'll pull things to the stairs until the room's percepted. Sprites need to be interjected when they cast Banish 3. Be mindful of that. They also magic aggro, so we tend to want to pull them very quickly. A Calcabrina that just got aggroed, some tank will pick it up and face it into a wall. It does a gigantic cone, and we don't want to see it go off. Or they can just death it. Okay.
My hero.
So with that, there's a Centaur beelining it in. Make sure there's a sleep put on it when it casts Berserk. These 4 traps in here are bleed, so just be mindful of that. And if that second Centaur gets, never mind, sleep that one too. What is this? Pull things before I can call it day? I'll just go faster.
Time to coffee.
And these Maguses, if they lived long enough, would put AoEs on the floor, but you guys are murdering it.
Warms my heart. Oh, I need a lot more coffee to pull that off, Mayor.
Okay, tanks will be coming back from doing their indom stacks. Way markers are A to the north, B to the east, C to the south, and D to the west. Again, cardinal locations, they're more used for calls. There's no set exact place they should be. Someone in my party get way markers. I'm lazy and on controller today. They're not perfect, but they'll work. Okay, everyone here, tanks back.
Thanks about.
Okay, tanks are back. Again, we don't really do much explanations for this fight. I'm going to handle it all in calls. Just be mindful to listen. Raid wide is now magical. Again, just throw mitigations whenever you see Spirits of the Fallen. Tanks, if you want to keep your tank stance on, go towards the B way marker. You can fight over who has hate. Just as long as it's pulled to B. With that being said, we have a 15-second countdown starting in 3, 2, 1, 15. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, limit breaks loose, main tanks establish hate. First thing you're going to see is a magical raid wide Addles Reprisal to stay stacked for easy healing. Range pre-positioned towards the D-way marker within casting range. Next is just a tank buster. And next he just electrifies the outside of the arena. Oh, it's going to be one of those runs, okay. Boss already at 50%. Melee, the moment you see Amino Sakahoko, you're going to run to the ranged. Everyone run towards the range. Gigantic attack, and a backflip. If you're not in his hitbox, you will be hit with a one-hit KO. In the hitbox, or you die. Go towards the thunder wall behind the D-way marker, and look east. Tightly stack. We're baiting puddles. I'll tell you where to run. It's going to be A or C. And we are going to A. Run to the A side of the arena and stay on it. You have time to adjust. The other half of the arena gets hit with one-hit KO. Boss returns and a magical raid wide will be cast. Again, Addles Reprisals Feints, mitigate as needed. Next is Lancing Bolts. If you get a red marker over your head, spread out towards the edge of the arena. Everyone else, just full focus the boss, nothing else matters. If you have a marker, spread towards the edge of the arena, no Venn diagrams. Boss dead. Debate!
Big Green's got us tooled up and angry.
Okay, tank stance is back on. We have one bleed trap in this room. We'll pull things to the edge of the stairs, try to get off of the stairs, as AoEs look weird when they try to go downstairs.
Calca coming down the stairs.
Yep, that Calca will be full focus if it aggroes. Baka's just Baka.
Trap
And that
found.
make... Oh, why are you doing that? And Biblio becomes high priority. Usually if it lives long enough, what am I joking? You guys aren't going to let it live long enough. Here, death.
Kool-Aid.
Fucking called it. And death. Appointment.
I saw 3 deaths miss. There
So,
we go.
Per host's request, we will not percept this trap. Your vote in left, right, and center matter. Highest vote is where green will walk through to the chest with no perception or anything. I'm seeing a lot of lefts. I think the lefts have it. Green, go for it. I would back away, Claire. Actually, green's going left. So green, come on. Right here. He lives.
Wait, that's not left.
Can I press the magic button now?
Yes, you can press the magic button now. It was right all along. We used to have trust falls with that. We would rather have a Dragoon do their leap back. Again, get these sprites aggroed ASAP. And he would do elusive jump backwards, and people would do trust falls with it.
Magus is loose.
Yep, burn that one Magus alive. He exited the room. Both of those did. Their lease on life is now void. And we're going to make our way down the hallway. We're going to clear the hallway out first and start with ice and water rooms because they have the least amount of mobs. Tanks
I'll
are
take
pulling
ice.
extra spicy, so be very mindful of that. Make sure that bandage is interrupted and focus the sprite.
Boxes and lightning.
Okay.
Someone brought paralysis.
Yeah, he did. Sprites down, refocus logos. We'll have one more sprite, which is going to be probably pulled from a long, long range. Don't you hate it when you're a healer green, you run that far up and it's still not pulled? You got to get the tank out of you. Ooh, it's a serious problem for tanks in BA. Like, they turn healer and like they're in front of the entire party. Always.
That's how it should be.
Again,
There's still
Vikings do small cones and they'll charge you to try and do it. Calcabrinas that'll be pulling out shortly do large cones, so be very mindful to be very close to sidestep or far enough away to dodge.
Well, that was fast. Waiting for you guys in ice.
Waiting? What?
Yep. Waiting for you
What
guys in
happened?
ice.
Oh. We'll come back for the lightning treasure chest. We'll make green do another challenge.
Oh.
We're gonna go through this portal, and off to the right will be another treasure chest.
Miyaki, are you refreshing now?
No, I have a special way. It's a 50-50 for you, green.
Have something to do with the rose?
Mm-hmm. He's got to take a row.
Oh, dear.
Again, we're down here. Another bleed trap in this room. Ice trash mobs, and then frogs that need to be slipped in case they cast Toy Hammer. But you guys aren't letting things live that long, so I'm not really worried about it. Got a ghost that's going to walk right into the group, and a Calcabrina that's going to walk into the room every once in a while.
I think it's under the Viking.
Oh, all this is pulled, but you want to focus that Calca. It's going to be death in
Bingo.
5, 4, 3, 2, death. Thank you. And then everything else is trash. Just pull it on top of each other. The ghost just hits harder. Frog can be pulled in too. Just make sure we have sleep targeted on it if need be. You know, just murder everything. Don't worry about it. I'm just vibing with the run. You guys want to be crazy. We'll be crazy.
I've never had this much success with death.
Shh, accept your murder hobo internals. I got the left side.
By the way, props to the person who deathed the Calca and didn't save it for their room. You are a true hero. Home in the hallway that shouldn't be. Okay, there's traps in each one of these rooms. Perceptors are going ahead to percept each trap. It touches the portal in a cardinal direction. There are 6 rooms, there are 6 groups, so we're going to divide to our groups. On the north side, from left to right, groups 1, groups 2, and groups 3. On the south side, left to right, groups 4, groups 5, and groups 6.
You mean I don't have to break my reflect plate? Oh.
We got 6 groups, buddy.
Lightning mob attacks are reflectable?
I don't know. I think so.
I think the AoE might be, but I don't think the regular attack is.
Yeah, I meant the AoE.
Okay, so real quickly though, if you're the only tank in your room right now, you need to make sure your tank stance is on. Take a look around the room. It gives off an elemental kind of hue or whatever. It looks based on your element. So 1 is ice, 2 is lightning, 3 is fire, 4 is water, 5 is wind, and 6 is earth. These mobs can hit very hard, but once we have all 6 tanks stand in these portals, 2 mobs of this corresponding element will pop. Burn them down, your door opens. Do it fast enough, you win the race. Healers, be very mindful, tanks can get really clobbered on the first hit, especially if they're not preset to the Magia. With that, ready check of your parties. If you're 8 of 8, you'll have your tank stand in the portal. And once all 6 are in, we go.
And to think I don't even have to get naked anymore.
Okay. At this point, you should have 11 Eureka fragments if you started with 0. If you're missing 3, it's more than likely Art and Owain's chest to the south of us as we run through Raiden's arena. If you're missing 6, look at the treasure chest in front of you. And if you're missing just 1 or 2, it's probably the chest after Raiden. One near the trap, and 1 after the portal. We'll be getting the one in lightning shortly. More mobs have repopped, so keep that in mind. Got another frog, centaur, biblio, and 3 books.
More blood for the blood gods.
I'd say they do stuff, but you guys killed it too fast. Biblio high focus. Death in 3, 2, 1. Now?
I want to
Give it
see the big AoEs.
Shh,
Last time I saw the
wait.
big AoE, I got knocked back by a fan into said big AoE and died.
Give me
With
that
a
Kool-Aid.
huge donut.
It was the donut. It was sad.
Punch the pony, punch the pony.
Not a pony, it's
It used butt.
okay. With that, support is still on the way. We are standing on the sides of the bridge before these 2 pillars to get
Oh.
protected shell.
What?
Lightning room?
Oh yeah, let's
Huh?
go to lightning room. We gotta go pull all lightning mobs. I forgot about that.
I was wondering why there's nobody behind me.
We all figured you pull them all out. Bam holy. And watch the markers. Okay,
how
so
are we-
green. Trial number 2. As you know, there are 6 locations that this trap can spawn. 2 rows of 3. One literally in front of me, then one further in. You need to pick a column, run down it, and run to the treasure chest. Pick your poison. Okay, you're gonna take the first row from here then. So you run into the first trap here. You run to the treasure chest. Claire 6. Go ahead.
Take your time.
Oh, he's going for the deeper row.
He's gonna die.
He's so gonna die.
At least he runs along it.
Green sank so we could swim.
Gold star.
Okay, now we're on the sides of the bridge for protect and shell, waiting for our support to get in. Again, if you do get protect and shell and you are here, just go beyond the 2 pillars. That way the person casting it knows you have it and doesn't have to tab through everybody. Although we got 2 red mages doing this, it's gonna go in no time.
I'd like to rename this run Express BA.
I mean, I'll be like I said, like red mages fast cast ability makes them the king of casting protect and shell if that's a title you ever want. Also for red mages, you can swift cast that death too, or dual cast it. This is a green run with me doing calls, so literally anything could happen.
Also, remember, be nice to your protect and shell casters. Don't reflect them.
Ooh, I remember that.
Lesson learned.
Yes, and for the Yell chat, there is a chance we don't see triple room split. The DPS does seem heavy. But I think that also depends on whether we get uptime too.
Even if we see triple room split, we won't see ads.
It's gonna be like Raiden. He's gonna disappear at 1%, come back and fall over.
The support group is bringing 4 healers, bard, and a machinist, so we're increasing your chances
Banging.
of seeing
Aether
triple room
Weaver.
split.
Yeah, I believe you technically are increasing our chances. AV does not scale to the 8 people that come in. You're just pure extra.
Oh, okay. Somehow I forgot about that. It's Osmo that does that, right?
Yep. Because AV, I believe, scales the moment he loses his buff, and you guys aren't present in here.
Looks like support's going to be in pretty quick, except for the one person still sat at camp.
Okay, while support makes their way in, we'll just go over the biggest mechanic of AV, being Turbulent Ether. Once the cast bar finishes, several of you will be tethered by an orb of either light or dark. The objective of this mechanic is to resolve these orbs in a puddle of the opposite color, 1 person per puddle. If at any time this orb comes in contact to you before you're ready to resolve it, it will detonate, dealing massive damage to you, everyone around you, and giving upwards of a 70% damage down. Essentially, the call will be check, see if you're tethered, bait out something called Medusa's Javelin, which is a 45-degree cone that'll be on the arena floor, and the moment you see that javelin, you're going to go to a puddle of the opposite color. You will stand in the puddle and let the orb hit you. The puddle acts as a shield. The moment that it blows up, you return to the group and get away from any other puddles as soon as possible. Keep in mind, as soon as your puddle blows up, if there's somebody else's that's about to detonate and you do not move quickly back to the group, you may get caught up in their explosion and die as a result. So again, check, bait, resolve in a puddle of the opposite color. And just a pre-thing for everybody, this fight, you want to stay in within melee range on top of the boss's hitbox almost at all times unless you're forced away. Closer you are, a lot of the mechanics become a lot easier to dodge. Someone want to save Bell? I throw you shields. Or should be walking down the hallway any second. If not, they already passed us.
Celebrations.
Okay, let's get rid of these Skatines. They're either going to tether them or you're going to murder them.
Timkin.
Be careful on the walk back tanks, just in case one comes back for a sneak hit. But everyone else beyond the 2 pillars.
Wait, now I'm confused.
What?
I thought one of Excel Bomb and Meteor 1 was Kipo, but Kipo just showed up.
Pakaka, not every character is my ult.
Only 90% of them.
I literally only have one ult, and everybody knows what that ult is.
Then who is Meteor 1?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't even know they were here.
I literally don't even. Yeah, same.
But I have a feeling that we're going to see more meme names shortly.
Yeah.
I'm so
This
confused.
stuff tends to happen in waves. So if you're all ready and you're in, you have your protect, you have your shell, make your way into the arena. Make sure we have the Feint logogram active so we can put Feint on the boss while we're fighting. It is a wind mob and as so has high evasion. Who's main tanking? Looks like Vandrad is. Miyuki's going to take south from the looks of it. And we'll put Ricky on south. I assume tanks will take it if we get it, but we probably won't see ads. With that being said, go ahead and throw your braveries out and step into the arena if you're ready. Oh, you two. Potatoes 2 beyond the purple line. Hey,
You have
with
another
that
name
being...
change?
What's up?
You have another name change?
Me?
Yeah. You changed it
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. This is my original name, and then I do BA Dad towards the end of patches. Okay, with that being said, we'll start a 25-second countdown in 4, 3, 2, 1, 25. 20. 15. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. Limit breaks loose. Main tank, establish hate. Make sure your other tank stances are off everyone else. First thing's a magical raid wide meteor. Addles, reprisals, feints when you see it. Mitigation as needed. Next, he gets a set of bracelets and puddles will appear on the floor. You need to get away from these puddles as they'll double in size. There's always melee uptime available if you know where to look. The moment that these puddles expand, you're going to get back into the boss. You're going to dodge a javelin. The closer you are, the easier to dodge. And sidestep. Next, situate yourself behind the boss. He's going to get another set of bracelets and divide the arena between light and dark. I'll tell you which side you need to be on. Get to the dark side the moment you see it. Dark side. Dark. Next is a tank buster, so be away from the main tank. It's a small AoE around them. Next, we're going to get another set of bracelets. There'll be 2 sets of puddles on the ground. We're going to get away from the ones that matches bracelets. Get away from dark puddles, close to light puddles, in no puddles. Away from dark, close to light, there's melee uptime available. Look at this safe spot. Collapse back into the boss. Couple of auto attacks, and then we're going to get another Meteor raid wide. Next is going to be your first taste at Turbulent Ether. Again, spread out just a little bit, see if you're tethered. You're going to wait and dodge the Javelin, and then resolve your orbs in a puddle of the opposite color. Check, see if you're tethered. Dodge the Javelin, and resolve in a puddle of the opposite color, one person per puddle. Back to the boss. Double raid wide incoming. As soon as the boss leaves the arena, you're going to stack center and pop your Eureka potions. Pop your potions, do not follow any tanks. This is called the triple room split. We'll dodge each cleave as they come. Be on the light side, heal through healers. Be on the dark side. Be on the dark side. Get away from the radial marker in the arena. Keep moving until you take the damage, and then turn right around and go back to the boss. Back in, dodge Javelin. After this Javelin, situate yourself away from the main tank. Tank Buster is next. Get away from the tank. Take it out far if you have to. And next is just dead.
I was right.
I was concerned I saw so many people stacked with the tank and then they were all tanks. Like no dead bodies.
This is my third cloth in 3 runs.
Nice. Lastly, we have 2 owls. We are a full raid, so be very mindful of not putting too many dots on. We need to make sure we can stun or sleep on Properties of Darkness. Or you can just death it well ahead of time. Once we get enough people up, start pulling those. I'm tanking this apparently.
Or
Until
only
it
slept
gets
and someone
deathed.
hit it.
Dead.
KFC.
Okay, sides of the bridge to re-get shell. We'll go over a couple of explanations and we'll get our way down to getting Ozma down. So, core mechanics we're going to go over is first Black Hole. Whenever he changes into a sphere, he casts the ability Black Hole, intended to suck you out of BA and deposit you back into Hydados. It is prevented by having all 6 buttons in the arena covered by at least one person, and everybody on a button to get the buff Black Hole buffer. To make sure all buttons are covered, we ask healers in range to go to the turquoise button on the ring to the right of your platform, with melees and tanks going to the button on your platform. With all buttons covered and everyone on a button, no one gets sucked out. Ranged, you have a small caveat. If you are late to try to get to your puddle or your turquoise button, but somebody's already standing there, just get to the button on your platform to prevent yourself from being sucked out. As long as there's somebody on your button, you're safe. Second big mechanic is meteors. It happens in star phase and pyramid phase. Meteors are 2 purple markers on 2 people per platform that must be resolved in a specific manner. One of them must be taken to the very back of your platform where the waymarker 1 will be located. The other one needs to be taken to the turquoise button on the ring to the right of your platform where waymarker 2 is located. Again, this is normally called by saying meteors out, 1 and 2 go, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. You drop the meteors off and they leave radials and you return back to the group afterwards. From these meteors, ads spawn. You want to make sure that the tanks pull these to the platform and you burn them down in a timely manner. If left alive too long, they will cause complications. Third mechanic is acceleration bombs. This happens during pyramid phase only. Several of you will be afflicted with acceleration bombs, which is a time bomb debuff that'll appear on your debuff bar. Once it counts down to 5, there'll also be dice over your head. If you have one of these, and you take any action whatsoever, whether it be a GCD, an OGCD, or movement, will cause you to self-detonate and deal 90% of your health and damage, the same to everyone around you, and apply a damage down. My personal golden rule for this, especially if you're new to it, is the moment it hits 5 seconds, fully disengage from the boss, stop moving, don't do anything. Let the acceleration bomb resolve and tick to 0 and disappear, and then resume attacking. Again, there's a caveat to this mechanic as well. Meteors and acceleration bombs happen in tandem with each other. There is a small chance that you get both mechanics at the same time. If this happens to you, always resolve for the meteor first. If you're naturally running away from the group to resolve the meteor and the acceleration bomb blows up, it'll more than likely only hit you, and we know an acceleration bomb won't kill you, it'll take 90% of your health. But you will have resolved the meteor correctly. And one person taking a lot of damage, any healer can take care of that. So, meteor plus acceleration bomb, resolve meteor first. Go over cube phase just a little bit. The initiating attack is a donut. You want to hug Ozma in order to dodge the mechanic. And we'll have main tanks on the right side of the platform and the party on the left side for cleaves. Tank will periodically getting cleaved throughout this entire phase. The unique mechanic in cube phase is called Holy. It's a small 3-yom knockback. When you see Holy being cast, just position yourself that if you get knocked back 2 or 3 feet, it's not off the edge of the arena. Tanks, especially main tanks. As soon as the initiating mechanic resolves, you'll see orbs on the ring to the right of your platform. Without leaving your platform, you're going to position yourself that the orbs are on a collision course with you as they start rotating clockwise. Invulns do not work. Please use mitigation as much as you can and take the orb. After you've taken the first orb, go to the back of the platform to dodge the stack for the party, and then position yourself for the second orb if there is one. With that, like I said, you can fall off the edge of the arena. Just be very mindful of it. And what's up?
We need a healer at the Magus for Baka.
A healer from Baka?
Yes, we need a
Someone's coming.
Okay. You can fall off this arena edge. Be very mindful of it. If you do fall off during the fight and you're remembered procced, you'll be on south platform. That's where it respawns you. Keep in mind, if your groups 1 through 4 or support and you fall off, south is not your platform. You need to make sure you can get back to your group in a timely manner so you can get proper heals. And lastly, the one thing I'll go over is overload. This is just a one-word call-out that if a meteor is misplaced, that overload's called. It essentially tells you to get away from the misplaced meteors the best that you can. Distance will mitigate the most damage from meteors if you can get away. It also tells you to switch to Maggia defense, and tanks will limit break if it's safe for them to do so. Using this small contingency, a misplaced meteor is survivable, just never ideal. And last little tidbit, when we do make our way down to the arena, please make sure not to target Ozma, especially if you're a ranged DPS. We can't leave this arena and reset. If we have an early pull, we're stuck with what we have, and we want to make sure we have a nice clean pull. Once tanks have things situated and green's back up here, we'll go over that. But actually, for the time being, if you want to get positioned and get way markers up, if your groups 1 and 2, you're going to go to the northwest. If your groups 3, 4, and support, you're going to go to the northeast. And if you're 5, 6, and south, or if you're 5 and 6, you're going to be on the south platform. And those tanks always taking their time. Keep an eye on your stacks as well. We should be starting up shortly. Holy crap, it's a freaking armada. There's so many of you helping the tanks. What is this? So, there is one more small chance of craziness in this run. That being, you guys have been very quiet. I hope to keep it quiet during calls themselves. But at this point, I've given you about an hour to steel yourself. Are you ready to call this, Green?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh my
Your
god!
caller today.
I have a voice.
It's actually
Your-
green.
Your caller today will be Green. Keep in mind, as
Wow.
everyone, calling is something that does take some focus. So try to keep comms as clear as possible. I will be backing him up as needed, but Green will be your caller.
Wow.
Are you guys all ready? Ready to check your groups, saying yell chat?
Group 3 is ready.
Sorry, I forgot to ready check.
Let's keep it together, guys. All right, is that all groups?
Group 4 is ready.
1, 5, 2, 4, 6.
Are we good?
I call it good.
Okay, we're gonna do a 30-second countdown. In 3, 2, 1, countdown.
From how many seconds?
20 seconds. 15. 10. 5. LB2s, LB1, main tanks establish. Main tanks are taking heavy autos. Keep ATL reprisals and feint cycled at all times. Range can pre-position at the back of the platform. First mechanic we'll have is Ozma turning into a star shape, and we'll have to get to the back of the platform to dodge it. As soon as you see Ozma change shape here, you can start moving. Move to the back of the platform now. Everybody to the back of the platform. After this goes off, we'll return to Ozma as a group. Stay stacked as you return. We're going to soak 3 autos, and then there's going to be a knockback emanating from the blue button on the ring in the middle of your platform. Use the gold ring next to the button and get knocked towards Ozma. You can also knockback mitigate this. Get ready. Knockback to Ozma. Stay stacked for 3 autos, and then we'll have black hole. That's 1. 2. And 3. Black hole. Get to your buttons right now. Main tanks heavy autos. Get to your buttons. Don't greed. Back to Ozma. Main tanks are still taking heavy autos. Keep ATL reprisal and feint cycled at all times. The next mechanic we'll have is a shade, and we'll have to dodge the shade. Shade is up now, so get ready to move. We will be getting Off the platform, main tanks last. Off the platform, main tanks last. After it goes off, back to Ozma. Next mechanic we'll have is a Shade and an Ozma shape change. So we'll dodge the Shade and dodge the boss. Get ready. A few more autos. Main tanks are still taking heavy autos. Keep them healed. Shade is up. We will be getting Staying at Ozma, followed by Off the Platform. Wait till this goes off. Now get off the platform. Healers baiting bleeds at the back of the platform. Acceleration bombs have just been applied. Check your debuffs. Check them twice if you have one. Disengage from the boss. Stop all action. Meteors in 2 seconds. Taking away markers 1 and 2. Back into the right. Get ready. Go. Meteors 1 and 2. Go. Meteors 1 and 2. Overload northeast. Oh, that's me. Overload northeast.
You're good.
Back for the
Focus.
damage.
You guys didn't move.
Healers can bait bleeds again. Burn ads. Tanks pick these up.
Breathe.
Shade is up. We will be getting Off the Platform. Acceleration bombs have just been reapplied. Check your debuffs. Disengage if you have one. Stack for the damage here, and then after healers can spread. Healers spread. Get ready for Black Hole here. One more auto on the healer. Black Hole now. You can get to your buttons. Main tanks heavy autos. Don't greed here. Get to a button if you can.
You can reset.
Back to Ozma. We're gonna have another Shade and another Ozma shape change next. Shade is up. We will be getting first to the back of the platform. And then after this goes off, we'll be getting close to Ozma. Pop sprint, get close to Ozma. Party to the left, main tanks to the right. Main tanks prepare for your orbs. Main tanks avoid stack markers. Watch out for the small holy knockback here from Ozma. Just position yourself so you're not towards the ledge. Main tank stay to the right, party to the left. Free damage here for a little bit, and then we'll have that holy knockback again, couple with the Shade. Just free damage here for a little while. Shade is up. We will be getting to the back of the platform. Do waymarker, not too far to the edge. There's a holy knockback with this. Back to Ozma. Main tanks to the left. Party to the right. A few more auto attacks and then Black Hole. Black Hole, get to your buttons. Do not greed. Respect mechanics. Main tanks are taking heavy autos. Back to the boss. Addles, reprisals, and feints. Get ready for the next Shade movement coming up. Shade is up now. We will be getting Off the Platform, followed by to the back of the platform. After this goes off, move to the back of the platform. Back of the platform now. Stay here. Return to Ozma as a group. Meteors in 2 seconds. Taking away markers 1 and 2. Good job.
Why were you worried about calling?
Ignore.
I did overload northeast. So
I
You
love the
did great.
I
You
love
did
it.
great,
Three
Grade.
calls.
What the heck?
3 calls for Meteor 1 and 2. Oh shit, it's me. I love it.
You were
That was great.
The hell.
That was
You were
fantastic.
Definitely fantastic. What the hell?
That's the best thing about calling like that. That pyramid phase got a little crazy, but as soon as he changes back into a sphere, you're like, it's in the past. You know what happens next. Mechanic, Shade, go.
Were you reading a script?
I don't know. Some of those calls sounded really familiar.
I was gonna say, almost
Very
all of-
Marg-esque.
It was
I
either
almost-
Marg or Charlotte. One of the two.
Is this the American version? Because like the left and right were screwed up, like the opposite.
It
For
was the
some
Inca
reason,
version.
Because left is actually right in America.
This
you're
is
right.
this is the idea that we had. For some reason on Primal, a lot of the times the other data centers have their off tank take the orbs for them. For the sake of extra damage and whatnot, we essentially make the main tank do orbs and main tanking, so they always stay on the right. That way they're ready to take the orbs, and nobody else has to do anything.
That's why. Okay, because I was wondering, like, I tried to get one to help out once, and I just ate a cleave. I'm like, huh.
If you're still in the arena, the best way you can take an orb to help people is if you're on south where Margulis is jumping now. The hitboxes for the orbs trigger or appear prematurely. So as the orbs are spawning, if you sprint and you just walk into the orb and run back, it'll self-detonate, you won't get damage, and the tank in the next platform doesn't have to worry about a second orb.
Can you go through that one more time?
So essentially, we'll just do it from the beginning. You come to the back of the platform because it's cube.
Yeah.
You run up, you dodge the donut. The moment the donut resolves, you run over here, and you touch the orb that appears somewhere right in here. And then you run right back. You just run through it and run right back, and the orb will actually blow up without anybody being there.
Okay,
I can
but
actually-
I still have to use my defense and
No,
mitigations,
because
right?
you don't take a hit.
Oh,
Here, actually, give me 2 seconds. I actually got an exact clip of this that I have for this actual thing.
so that's what happened yesterday. Because I saw it show up and disappear, and I did run over, but it wasn't me. I just ate one of the tank's cleaves, I think.
Oh,